In a bustling town surrounded by hills and rivers, lived a kind tailor named Mike. He was known far and wide for his skill in stitching clothes, but what made him truly special was his generosity. Mike believed in helping others, often repairing clothes for free for those who couldn't afford to pay. One day, a young man named James walked into Mike's shop with a tattered cloak. James's face was tired, and his eyes carried the weight of 1,000 worries. "Can you fix this?" James asked softly, placing the cloak on the counter. Mike examined it. The fabric was worn, the threads barely holding together. "This cloak has seen better days," Mike said with a smile, "but I'll do my best." James hesitated. "I don't have any money to pay you. I'll work for you or repay you in any way I can." Mike waved his hand dismissively. "Don't worry about that. Everyone deserves a little kindness." Mike worked late into the night, carefully stitching the cloak with precision and care. But as he worked, he realized something extraordinary. His needle seemed to glide effortlessly, and the stitches sparkled faintly under the lantern light. When he finished, the cloak looked not only repaired, but transformed. The next day, James returned, astonished to see his cloak looking as good as new. "Thank you," he exclaimed, wrapping it around himself. As he left, a strange thing happened. Wherever James walked, people who saw him became kind and generous, offering help and sharing smiles. Mike didn't know that the thread he had used was enchanted. Years ago, a traveler had given him the spool, saying it carried the magic of compassion. Mike had tucked it away and forgotten about it, until now. Word spread quickly about the magical cloak. People started visiting Mike, hoping to receive his special touch. But as Mike worked, he noticed something. The thread was running out. One evening, a wealthy merchant named Ali stormed into the shop. "I've heard about your magical stitching. Make me a robe with that enchanted thread," he demanded, throwing a bag of gold on the counter. Mike looked at the nearly empty spool of thread. He knew the magic was meant for those who truly needed it, not for the greedy. "I'm sorry," Mike said. "This thread is reserved for those who use it to help others." Furious, Ali left, vowing to ruin Mike's reputation. But Mike didn't falter. He continued using the thread sparingly, mending clothes for the poor and needy. Each piece carried a bit of magic, spreading kindness and unity wherever it went. One day the spool ran out completely. Mike sighed, wondering if he could still make a difference without the enchanted thread. But then something remarkable happened. People from all over the town began visiting Mike, not for the magic of his stitches, but for the kindness he had shown them. They brought food, supplies, and even helped repair his shop. The magic, it seemed, had not been in the thread but in Mike's actions all along. The once divided town grew closer, with neighbors helping one another and strangers becoming friends. Mike's kindness had sown the seeds of a community bound by an invisible thread of compassion. Moral of the story: true magic lies not in objects, but in the kindness and generosity we show to others. A single act of compassion can create domino effect that can transform the world.